I specifically remember talking to one of my best friends who was African American, and I said, you know, I don't understand. I don't see color. I'm colorblind. Something pretty typical that white students will say. And she said, you know, I understand what you're trying to get at, but you're going to tell me you don't see the fact that I'm black when the rest of the world won't let me forget that for a single day.
When I think of microaggression, I think of like unattended discrimination just from like how someone was brought up or how they see something.
And usually they're offensive. They can be like based off looks or stereotypes of that community.
Oftentimes it's like, you know, did that just happen, or did they really just say that, or wait, am I supposed to be offended by that? Like those types of responses I think that people have internally are often to things that are experienced, or things that are experienced as microaggression.
I think microaggressors, the biggest problem is they don't even fucking know they're doing it. They can't even acknowledge themselves as a microaggressor. I think a lot of people who aren't of color don't even know what microaggression is.
Recently I noticed this thing about myself, which I think makes it a little bit difficult to name microaggressive experiences. I think that I honestly tune them out. I think it's a survival or coping mechanism to where I'll experience them, and as it like starts to happen, I sort of just like tune out or start thinking about something else, or I get very distracted.
When I was in high school, a friend of ours was playing football, and during football practice one afternoon, he came to me and one of my black friends, and he hugged us around the shoulders and he said, "Rashad and David, I love you guys. You guys are like white guys in black skin."
I always get asked like, what are you, like in reference to like what my race is. I always get called like Hawaiian or black, or you don't even look black, you don't even sound black.
This happens all the time. Strangers touch my hair, I'll look behind and be like, what the heck are you doing? And they're like, oh, it's so soft. Or how often do you wash your hair? Do black people wash their hair? Does your hair grow? Those are all forms of microaggression.
There's no excuses anymore. It's 2015, and if you are still like saying statements that are microaggressions and you're like saying, oh, I didn't know any better, or I didn't notice it, like I feel like there's enough information on the internet, there's enough media, there's enough like just overall information about microaggressions and things that are like impolite and incorrect to say.
I just feel like they don't understand like what it feels like to be a black woman in America. Like if they were to step foot in our shoes, they would really not understand what it would be like.
Be mindful. Like, you don't see me like touching all these white girls' hair as they walk by. So like, don't do something that you wouldn't do to the average person.
Racism, prejudice is so ingrained in our society. We can't think that it's not there. So be willing to hear what someone has to say, and don't get defensive when you're corrected about it.
We're taught that we're not supposed to talk about difference, but when we do that, we diminish people's lived experiences.